There is a force that has shaped history, dividing people, distorting identity, and elevating one above another. It has influenced systems, shaped cultures, and impacted generations. The word says, "The thief comes only to steal, kill, and destroy." When we examine racism closely, not just on the surface, but at its root, we see that it follows that same pattern. This is not just social. This is spiritual.
Welcome to Therapy in the Word, our sacred space where we are exploring how racism opposes the will of the Creator. Please be aware that the topics discussed in this episode may be emotionally triggering for some viewers. We encourage you to watch at your own pace, pause whenever needed, and take the time and space necessary to care for your emotional well-being as you engage with this content. Racism is often reduced to prejudice or ignorance, but at its core, it is a belief system that ranks human value. It assigns worth based on identity and creates a false hierarchy among people. In psychology, this connects to social identity theory, which explains how people form identity through group belonging. That need to belong is natural. But when identity becomes tied to superiority, it creates division. It becomes we are better and they are less. And once that belief takes root, it begins to shape perception, behaviour, and systems. That is where distortion begins. The root of racism is pride. Pride says, I will elevate myself above others, and scripture shows us this pattern clearly. In the book of Isaiah 14:13-14, I will ascend, I will exalt my throne, I will be like the Most High. This declaration is associated with Satan, a being who rejected the order established by the Creator. This was not just pride, it was rebellion. A refusal to accept truth and a desire to replace it with self-exaltation. Psychologically, this reflects a mindset where the self must be elevated above others. Racism operates in that same pattern. It says, I will elevate my identity above yours. Psychology describes this through dehumanization, reducing others' value to justify inequality. Once a group is seen as less, empathy is reduced. But spiritually, this goes deeper. Because if the Creator made all people in his image, then ranking human worth is not just injustice, it is contradiction. It is opposing the Creator's design. Therefore, racism is demonic. When we say this, we are not speaking loosely or attacking individuals. We are identifying a deeper pattern behind the system. Racism devalues the image of Yahuah, who is the Creator, in people. It builds false hierarchies and sustains oppression through fear, deception, and division. In Scripture, the figure of Satan is used to represent deception, accusation, and division. Racism mirrors these same patterns, distorted identity, and injustice. The historical patterns of slavery, colonization, and present systems clearly reflect what is described in Scripture. In John 10:10, it says, "The thief comes only to steal, kill, and destroy." And when we look at history, we see that same pattern unfold. Racism steals identity through erased history, stolen names, and distorted origin. It kills and destroys through division, displacement, and generational trauma. Psychology calls this intergenerational trauma because the effects are carried across generations. So what began historically continues psychologically, and what is not healed is repeated. But truth restores what pride distorts. Healing begins with identity. Psychologist Erik Erikson explains that one of the most critical stages of human development is identity formation, particularly the stage of identity versus role confusion. This is where a person answers the big question, who am I? When identity is clear, there is stability. But when identity is distorted, confusion and disconnection follow. Racism disrupts this process because it imposes false labels, false hierarchies, and false narratives about worth. But when truth is restored, when a person understands who they are by design, identity becomes stable again. The lie of superiority begins to collapse. collapse, because no system built on pride can stand against truth. As we approach the ending of the session, let us say a short prayer to the Creator of the universe. We come against every spirit of pride and rebellion. Every lie that has distorted identity, we bring it into the light of truth. Restore what has been stolen, heal what has been broken across generations, and align us back with your design. In the name of Yahushua, so let it be. If this message has touched you, please share it, because someone else may be waiting for the truth that brings healing. In the next video, we will go deeper into the hidden fuel behind racism, which is projection, how unprocessed fear and internal conflict can be transferred onto others. If you have been affected by this content or need support, please see the details in the description for professional therapeutic services in the UK and internationally. This is therapy in the Word, where the truth sets you free and the Most High brings you home. Shalom.